Hi, my friends. Welcome to another week of art. This is Miss Turner. I hope that you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay. All right. We are in week of December 1st through the 8th. And our I can statements, I can create an original work of art using color, line, and shape. And I can complete a drawing of a cat and a bird inspired by the art of Paul Klee. You might not have heard of Paul Klee, but we're going to be talking about him in just a bit. Okay, what are we going to do today? We're going to review the rules and expectations. We're not doing patterns today. Let me take that out. Okay, we're going to review how we use line, color, and shape. We're going to view examples of the work by Paul Klee, and there's going to be a reading of The Cat and the Bird by Geraldine Elshner, I hope I pronounced it right, and Peggy Neal, a demonstration of how to draw these items similar to Paul Klee, and then you're going to create art and turn it in. Now, let me get this a little bit bigger for you. Of course, you've heard these until you have probably got them etched in your brain. Art run rules. Attitude is a choice, so be positive, respect everyone, and try your best. And don't forget that you are graded on your participation in essentials, so you cannot just ignore them and get a good grade. Okay? You must be good listeners, try your best, and complete your work in art. If you are an online learner, return your artwork to Google Classroom, Class Dojo, or email me at eturner@ecps.us. Okay, for those of you who have already returned face-to-face or who will be returning for the spring semester in January, these are things to keep in mind. If you're returning to school face-to-face, this is what you should expect from art class. I will come to your classroom for art. You won't be coming to me. I'll be pushing my little cart in there, so please be kind. We will wear our mask, social distance, and keep our hands and our area clean. And you will mainly use your own supplies for our lessons. So you can't be sharing stuff, and I'm not always going to have extra stuff on my cart. So please be prepared for art when I come in. Pencil, crayon, color pencils, something like that, because I will always supply the paper if we're using paper. Okay. Hopefully, as time goes on, I'll have more supplies for you guys, so you won't have to provide that. Okay, quick review. We've been talking about elements of art, and those are the ingredients that make up art. Line is a path that starts with a point and continues, and we talk about different types of line. And this particular artist, Paul Klee, he uses a lot of line, and he also uses another element of art, shape. Shape is the outline of an object, and we talked about two-dimensional geometric shapes, basic shapes like triangle, oval, rectangle, square, circle, diamond, or rhombus, and organic shapes like you see fruit, a cloud, leaves, pumpkins, that kind of thing. Okay, here are examples of Paul Klee's artwork. To the left, you see an image is abstract, which means it does not look like a photograph of something that's real. But I can tell you when I see it, it reminds me of my childhood and also my kids growing up. If you remember playing with those big chunky blocks that were shaped like geometric shapes, like they had triangle shapes and rectangles and squares, and you had like the arches, and you could build castles. That's exactly what this reminds me of. But he uses a lot of color in there too. And color is one of our elements of art. I know that we haven't done color mixing, but I hope to do that in the near future. For him, he used a lot of bright colors, so they're not dull, boring colors. They kind of pop To the right here, you see a portrait, a painting of a person, but there's not as much detail. His artwork is very simplified, which means you don't always see all that detail. It's kind of reminiscent of Picasso. Remember when we did Frankenstein drawings, where everything's not balanced? You don't see the eyes, or look at the eyes are kind of off kilter here. They are relatively the same size, but then the triangle and the eyebrow are totally different. And he's broken up the shapes within the face, a circle, a simple circle, but we can tell it's a person. Okay, this next one is of the cat and the bird, which we will see in the story. And if you look at some of his drawings and his paintings, they kind of remind you of cave paintings. Because, like, if you notice, the bird is on the center of the forehead here of the cat. A cat doesn't normally get along with a bird very much. Sometimes they do. I've got some dogs, and they tend to like things that you would normally see a dog like. Like my dog likes cats, but the cats don't necessarily like my dog. But in this story, we're going to see the cat and the bird became friends. Now, in this painting, we can see that the face of the cat is very large. The eyes are exaggerated because I've never seen eyes on a cat that big, but you can see that he used some geometric shapes and some very nice use of line, continuing a line around it. And you can see that he did use color. Some of this is very subtle, which means it's not in your face, very bright and bold. But if you look at it closely, you can see purples, you can see pinks, you can see orange, you can see brown, you can see green. You might even be able to see a hint of purple in there in places, but he does use a lot of color. Okay, I wanted to show you this quick story. It's very cute, but notice the paintings, the illustrations in the book are very much like the paintings of Paul Klee, and that's why I liked it. Oh, sorry, it kind of jumped ahead of me.
The Cat and the Bird, a children's book inspired by the artwork of Paul Klee. I had everything I needed to be happy in my house with the blue shutters. I had a cozy basket, warm milk, and toys, grass to nibble on, and a shiny tag on my collar with my name engraved on it. But my perfect house was a gilded cage. It was locked up tight. The key turned around twice. So from morning to evening, and from evening to morning, I sat by the window and dreamed. The garden outside was so wonderfully beautiful. When I closed my eyes tight, I could sense the scent of the chestnuts, the red leaves of autumn, the soft carpet of moss beneath my paws, the murmuring of the stream, and high up in the treetop, you. How beautifully you sang, how deliciously beautiful. For ages, I would listen to you and lick my lips. I have to admit, I wanted to catch you very much. One stroke of my claws, a snap of my teeth, and crack! I felt I could already taste you in my mouth, completely, forever. But something inside me was even stronger than the urge to devour you. Deep inside, I envied you. You were free to fly wherever you wanted, to come and go as you pleased. You were free, and I was captive. So I devoured you only with my eyes, and then I called out to you. Hello, bird. Your beak is so sharp. You can bore holes into a tree trunks. Why don't you peck on those bars of my prison? You answered me with a song. A cat in a cage, what a funny sight. But would I be wise to help you? How could I be sure that you won't eat me up? I looked at you straight in the eyes and said, I give you my word, plain and simple, and I promise it is a promise. This was enough for you. Peck, peck. Without a moment's hesitation, you began to peck away the bars of my cage. And soon I was free, scampering after you on the roof of my house with the blue shutters, bounding from tower to the bridge, and from the bridge to the chimney. I sprang to the edge of the horizon, and there I danced for joy in the moonlight. Thank you, little bird. I will never forget you. Your image will always be engraved in my memory, completely, forever. This is the painting of Cat and Bird by Paul Klee. It was painted in 1928. It is oil and ink on canvas. You can see this work in person at the Museum of Modern Art in New York City.
Okay, let me get this. Well, there we go. Okay, so that was a great story, and I hope that you saw some of the similarities in the illustrations to the paintings. I'm going to show you a quick demo, and here we go. Okay, I got a cute picture here of a cat that looks like it's about to eat that bird. But you saw in the story that the cat wanted to eat or devour the bird, but he also envied the bird. He wanted to be free like the bird. So that's where they found something in common to become friends. Let's see here. Pull this up. Okay, here is one drawing that I did that's up close of the bird. And I'm sorry you can't see. I've got like different colors in here that I used for the bird and the cat. Now your cat does not have to look like mine. It could be like you could do like half the face one color, the other half another color. Think about the background, what colors you can use around the cat, and what colors you're going to use for the bird too, so it stands out a little bit. Okay, so that's one. And this is the cat that has escaped and he's leaping up in the air. So I'm going to show you two ways to draw the cat and the bird. Starting with a small sheet of paper. I'm also going to be showing you a large sheet of paper that I've made using two sheets for the next drawing. But you start, and you can see how big I am making this because it's close up. And it's almost like a W, a very low W or a U. From that center point, I'm going to make a heart shape. And it doesn't have to be perfect. That one's not. And then a tall, lean triangle. Okay. And from there, I'm going to curve out to the edge of each one of these points and create the top of the head. And then ovals for the eyes. He's got big eyes. And then either an oval or a circle for the center, the iris. And then my nice little whiskers come out from the heart or the nose. This little curve here is where the mouth or the chin is, and then the long neck. Now I'm going to do the bird. Bird is on top of his forehead, And I start with the body is like an oval. I did like a triangle, kind of a triangle for the tail feather, um, like half of a circle maybe for the head, and two little triangles I did for the beaks. And then we talked about how to draw the little turkey legs or bird legs because he's holding on to that cat. And then I did a simple curve for the wing. Now I'm going to show you how to use, let me pause it for a second. This is the small version, which some of you might end up doing. But I also used two sheets of paper that I taped together to form a large sheet of paper. In the classroom, we might be using large sheets. I want you to think about the size of your cat to the size of the paper. Look, he's not a very small cat. The bird is the one that's small, right? And he's leaping over these buildings, and that's okay for them to be smaller. But you want your cat to be a fairly nice size. Okay, so I'm going to show you this drawing on a large sheet of paper so you can see a little bit better. And you can see that I just taped on the back. We've done this before with some other drawings to form a large sheet of paper. And I've already lightly drawn this in pencil, but you can't see my pencil marks. So I'm going to redraw it. And it's not going to be exactly in proportion because I didn't follow every pencil mark, but you start with that basic shape. And I've already told you how to draw the head, so I might speed through some of this. The heart, this long triangle. Basically, if you can draw some basic geometric shapes and curve some lines here, this should be a fairly easy cat to draw. And he doesn't look like a realistic cat, remember? Let's speed through part of this. Whiskers. And his chin, I'm gonna make him smile because he's free. Here's his back. Because his body is extended, he's gonna look rather long. And you see how large my cat is to these two sheets of paper that have been taped together. And this is his tail because his tail is up in the air. And then I'm doing a leg because his leg is extended, and this is where I didn't follow my lines. So he looks a little out of proportion, but that's okay. And then I'm going to do the two front paws, and I'll do the back leg will be the last part of the cat that I'll draw. So I need to add another foot. I'll do that off the back. And there you go. He's leaping in the air. Now the bird is like an oval for the body. I did an oval for the eye. I did another oval for one of his wings, kind of at an angle, and then part of an oval for the back wing, and then a shape that almost looks like part of a rectangle for the tail, and there's his beak. So pretty easy. And like I said before, he does not need to be leaping over buildings. Maybe it is a starry night. You could put the moon up in the sky, or you could have like a rainbow around them. Think about where you would want this cat and bird to escape to once they're free. So use your imagination with this. I just did the buildings because I was showing you similarities to the book, the illustration, and it doesn't look exactly like that. But hopefully you get the idea of using like the basic shapes to create the cat and the bird. Okay, now let's move forward. Oop. Okay, so what we're going to do is create a drawing of a cat and a bird drawing inspired by the artist Paul Klee using line, shape, and color. Online learners must take a picture and post to Google Classroom or Class Dojo or email it to me at eturner@ecps.us. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or call me at 563-2238. Okay, so that is all I have today, and I cannot wait to see your artwork. Remember, it does not need to look the same as mine. I want you to use lots of bright colors. It does not have to be orange or a yellow cat. It could be, like I said before, half of it could be one color, half the other. It can be a patchwork cat or something like that. Use your imagination with this and have fun with it. And I can't wait to see your artwork. Love you, miss you, and can't wait to see you later. Bye.